Yo, what's good, everybody? I appreciate everybody checking in. You guys are in the Raider War Room. It's a Wednesday. We're hitting you guys a little bit further in the week on a Wednesday. Usually it's Tuesday, but as you guys know, we hit you guys on Sundays and Tuesdays, middle of the week. But we stretched it one day this time, man. But I appreciate everybody rocking with us, checking in, the whole nine, man, the chat. I'm going to get to you guys in just a second, but we got a couple things to talk about. We're going to talk about the presser that Geno Smith had. We'll touch on that for a second. But this one is going to be more about just kind of getting the chat involved because obviously not a whole lot of news going down. But here's the thing. We got a bunch of top 30 visits, and we're going to talk about who we think, based on the confirmed top 30 visits, who we're going to pick at number 6. All right, so we're going to get involved in that chat. I want you guys to get included in that as well. But I'm also going to pick up some first-round draft scenarios. I'm going to pick up a few examples, and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to see, one, who we want to take at number 6. We'll chop that up, but we're definitely going to get the chat involved and see what you guys would take at number 6 based on who is still on the board and who is off. But we also got our start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em segments. I got 2 of them. I didn't have to go meet up with Raiders Food Chris or Jen Slinger. They didn't hold me down. Get me damn near drunk at the bar beforehand. So I got the segments ready and we're going to be rocking. So, but we'll let more people kind of cruise in. But we appreciate everybody rocking with us. But, man, Chris, how you feeling, brother?
Good, man. Good. Glad to be back with my guys talking this ball. You know, I say I've been on the road a little bit the last few days, man. So glad everything's kind of settled and get to talk this talk.
Hey, we love our Raiders, but the grind is real. The grind don't stop.
Here, man.
You know what I'm saying? The reality hits quick. But, man, Severe, how you feeling, man?
Oh, feeling good, man. Just ready for this draft. And more than anything, you know, all the speculation is killing me.
It's crazy, man, because I feel like this draft, it felt like it was so far away just a few weeks ago. And then just before we jumped on, I was like, oh, shit, it's 2 weekends away.
Yeah.
It's right around the goddamn corner. And so, but man, you know what? At the end of the day, I think what's going to be crazy is from now, I don't know how much is going to happen. Obviously, there's some speculation that we might be looking at Tyler Lockett. We'll see if that happens. It would make sense if it did. But this receiver class is so deep. I wouldn't be surprised if you just wait and see what you can snag in the draft. If certain receivers don't fall, then you pull the trigger. Because at the end of the day, you still need to build through the draft. I think we all kind of agree. You gotta definitely build through the draft. And so I don't foresee really any major moves happening now until the draft. But Chris, I'll throw it to you first. Do you think, before I get into the chat, do you think there might be any other moves prior to the draft hitting?
No, not at this point. I think it's kind of beneficial on both ends. You know, the players and their representation. I think a lot of times they like to, like when you get this close, they kind of like to see how things are going to settle after the draft. And plus, just for the team, you know, I think it's better for you to kind of have your plan in place and be able to execute it. And then after the draft, that's when you can kind of, put everything else together once that settles. So I think I don't foresee any moves at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Severe, any thoughts? Any moves you might see go down prior to the draft?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I wasn't expecting Jack Jones to get cut. So you never know what these dudes, man. So, you know, they might mess around, cut somebody tomorrow. You don't know. So, you know, I'm not anticipating any moves, but you know, just because I'm not anticipating any moves, like this dude, this Spy Tech is out here, Spy Tech and Pete. They going through resumes, I guess. They look doing background checks on people, all that stuff. So, you know, they might.
I think that Jack Jones, it was surprising. I know we talked about it a little bit on Sunday, but it was surprising because just you want that competition, right? Jack Jones showed some things, not last year, right? Last year, obviously, he had some interceptions and stuff, but he was extremely undisciplined. The hard part was he showed a lot of promise that first year that he came aboard. And you were just hoping that maybe with a little bit of competition, because there wasn't any competition sitting behind Jack Jones. DC Richardson was a rookie. There wasn't a whole lot pushing him from that aspect. He knew Jacorian Bennett was on IR, so there's no push from that side either. It's like, man, if you get a little competition with Jack Jones, maybe he'll get his ass together a little bit and be like, hey, I need to get a little more disciplined because all the quickness. And when we reviewed film last year, you saw those signs of him just playing smart football.
Yeah.
And for him to be able to jump a lot of those balls and be able to actually cut those passes off, get those interceptions, the instincts are there. You just got to tailor it a little bit. And so I definitely was. I was surprised to see him cut because I know you saved, I think, what did we save? Maybe close to $4 million?
3.4.
3.4. I don't know if it moves the needle at all as it relates to money wise, but yeah, I'm with you. Definitely surprising. But hey, appreciate everybody rocking with us on this Wednesday. Just want to say what's up to the chat before I do, man. Guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. I got Chris, Protect the Show podcast. I got the Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk, Raider Nation. We appreciate you guys in the building. And just so you know, to get included in the chat, we're gonna do a bunch of fun stuff with the start them, bench them, cut them, and we're gonna pick up some draft scenarios that I want the chat to get included in to show our appreciation to all subscribers. It's a subscriber-only chat, just so you know. So hit that sub button. You got to wait a few minutes, and then you can jump on in. But make sure you hit that sub button to kind of chop it up with us. But Huey P, man, in the building. You're the first one here, man. I appreciate you rolling with us. Good seeing you. Raymond in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you, man. Raiders Food Chris, guys. Make sure you guys go hit up his channel. Show some love, man. I appreciate you. And, hey, it was a hell of a Sunday. Hell of a Sunday. You made me late. I blame it on you. MG's Raider, what's happening, man? Appreciate you.
Yes.
Sacktown, what's good? What is good, man? Luis Hernandez, what's good, man? Always good seeing you in the building, rolling with us, man. I saw you last season at the tailgate, man. It was good linking up with people, putting names to faces, man. Appreciate you pulling up with us. Let's see. OG Raider 805, another 805 in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. Silver Smoke, what's happening? It's good seeing you, man. And Dub Raider, what's happening, man? Dub in the bill, man. Guys, go show some love to Dub Raider. I know Chris does a lot of stuff with him on the weekend. I did an interview with him. He's going to be linking up with all of us. And Dub, I believe we're going to see you in Bakersfield. I'm about to announce that in just a second, but it's going to be good linking up with you, man. But I appreciate you rolling in with us. Dre in the building, always good, man. Good seeing you. Appreciate you pulling up with us. Super Omnicron, what's going on? Willpower at 6, Shedeur at 6, possible trade for Breece Hall. Man, you throwing everything. You throwing everything at us. Possible trade for Breece Hall, a swap places with Jets. So the swap places so Jets can draft Shedeur and get Hall. What do you think? 8-5 Severe. I mean, I like Breece Hall. Okay, I'm gonna throw it out. I loved Breece Hall coming out of college.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if we picked him up. I understand, got the injuries and all that stuff, but I wouldn't be mad. I would just be really curious what that trade capital looks like. I mean, I think you would need more than this, but maybe I'd be like, cool, I'll give you a 6th, and I'll swap places with you. It'll probably take a lot more than that, but that's probably as steep as I would go. Chris, man, what's your thoughts on that? Would you want to see Breece Hall on here, and what would you give up for him?
No, I like Breece. I ain't gonna lie. I like Breece. He's kind of like going to be in that no man's land where it's like, I think he's 1 year from a contract year, or no, I think this is going to be his contract year. So, and we know how we like to treat running backs, if they're on their contract year and do well. So, I got a little PTSD from that, but I do like him as just a pure player. The guy can play. He, receiving and running the ball. He's tough. So I would love it, but I wouldn't give up too much just because I know what organization I root for. If I rooted for another organization, I'd probably be all in.
I'm with man. Severe, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'd rather just draft a guy. This class is so deep. Like, if they want to move up, where are the Jets at? Where the
They're
Jets
right
at?
behind
They're
us.
8, aren't they? Are they 8?
Are they 7? Are they 7? Are they 7?
I think they're right behind us.
7 or 8?
Okay.
Yeah,
they're around there.
Yeah, nah, I'm not going. Yeah.
Yeah, they're right behind us.
If we get Breece Hall just to move back one spot, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm not adding anything else in there though. I'm not adding anything else in there. I'm not, especially as a running back, I might end up having to pay next year. So I'm not adding any additional draft capital, especially with as many needs as we have on this team. Breece Hall is off injured. He's very good when he's on the field, but he's not there. We already got Mostert, who's another kind of hit or miss guy instead of who's very good when he's on the field, but he's injured often too. So I'm not giving up. So if they want to move up that badly from 7 to 6, obviously they think that either us or another team is going to take the player that they want. So I'll take Breece Hall off your hands, but I'm not adding anything else in there.
Yeah, and you make a good point, man. This running back class is very deep. I mean, you could get a day one starter in the 6th round with the way this running back class looks like. And so, I appreciate it. And Subron, I appreciate you pulling up with us. Raider Menace in the building. Just as a reminder, that was me back in the day, changed it up. Not you, not me, but that's me. That's Raider Menace, man. I appreciate you pulling up with us. Jonathan Studios in the building as well. Good seeing you. Raider Kojo, what's good? What's happening? And Dub, you're saying, yes, sir, you're going to be in Bakersfield. Good, man. It's going to be good linking up. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting. I got Boss Raider in the building as well. What's happening? And Dre, yes, Willie Lampkin at 6.
Shock the draft, baby. Shock the draft.
Man, okay. So we're going to take one quick second because, look, primetime QB, what's happening, man? It's my guy. If you guys see him, he was a Los Angeles Raider 11. I believe that was your name before. That's my guy from my hometown. Appreciate you rolling with us. Willie Lampkin, man, I'm going to take a quick second just to talk about it. Severe, man, you kind of started talking about it. I had to take a second.
I think Dre started it.
Yeah, Dre, you start that
about it, and we both was looking at his highlights at the same time. Like, hold on, he's kind of alright.
Man, you look at the kid, and I'm just sitting there going, the more and more. And Severe, when you sent that video of him, I think it was Senior Bowl or something like that, and that D tackle tried to swipe him with his right arm.
Yeah,
he tried to swipe him, and I'm like, and he completely went over his head. And I'm sitting there going, bro, that guy's trying to swipe a 6'5" guy. He's like, oh shit, no, I'm going against 5'10".
Yeah.
And
it's like club and rip or what? But yeah, it did not go well.
It didn't go well because he's been in the habit of trying to do that to 6'3" guys. Yeah. And the more and more you watch Willie Lampkin, now mind you, if he's there, if we miss on a couple guards, if we just need a depth piece, I'd take him in the 6th if he's there. I think he's going to go a little bit earlier because I think he's that good. Someone's going to take a flyer on him maybe as early as the 4th if they're really desperate. Yeah. But if he's sitting there at 6 and we don't really have much depth to kind of go off if we miss a couple guys, he is so technically sound.
Yeah.
His feet don't stop. His motor is his technique is ridiculous. And I know we exchanged it, man. If this kid was 6'3" or taller, he'd be probably without question a first round projection.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and this dude, he didn't even get a combine invite. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And what's crazy is, like, PFF is hit or miss. That's why you always got to verify kind of what you see. But I think PFF had him as the number one rated guard in the Power 4 or all the FBS, number one. He was number one in pass blocking, number 2 in run blocking. And I think, like, when Omarion Hampton ran behind him, I think it was like 4 yards carry, something like that. Like, the dude was doing work. He was doing work.
He was. So. And again, it's not saying don't want to draft him early. You know what I'm saying? And all that. But at the end of the day, you gotta respect his game. He does work. I mean, any block for Omarion Hampton, which we all know had a pretty damn good college 2024 season. And he was a big part of that. You could just see it on the film. So I'll be rooting for the kid. Again, not saying that we're going to draft or I'd want us to draft him in a certain spot, but I'm rooting for the kid. I do. I hope he goes, fairly high and shows himself in the league, man. It'd be awesome to see. It'd be a good story. But Raymond, what's happening? I appreciate you pulling up with us. And Measy in the building as well. Breece Hall wants a new contract, but he's injury prone. He definitely has the injuries. It's tough. I'm with you, but Lawrence Willman in the building as well. What's going on? Appreciate you as well. Yeah, Menace, Willie Lamp. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Raider Rebel, what's going on, brother? Everybody go check out Raider Rebel as well. Always throwing you guys with content as well. Go show some love to him as well. Torque, what's happening? Hold on. I think I saw something else down here. Hold on, I'm gonna get to Perry first. What's happening, Perry? Appreciate you. We're gonna get you guys involved in this draft talk in just a little bit. You said y'all talking this Willie Lampkin thing for two. No. We talk as long as we want. That's what it is. Show the kids some respect. Damn it,
menace.
Yeah. Dre, yeah, original hashtag sweet feet. Yeah, hey, sweet feet. Was just waiting for the comment, Dre. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's keep going. Space Beast in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you, man. It's good seeing everybody pull up. It's always good. All right, let's go. So we're going to get into it. First and foremost, just want to shout out real quick. There is anybody that's in the SoCal area, Saturday, May 17th, Raider Nation Summer Kickoff, Bakersfield, California. 11th annual. Jeremy Chin's going to be there. You have an opportunity to get a ticket, to meet up with him, get something signed, the whole nine. Family friendly. Bring the fam. I think there's going to be carnival games, DJ, the whole thing. Go to Eventbrite, Raider Nation Summer Kickoff. You can buy yourself a ticket. It's $20, just general admission. If you want more details, hit that notification because we'll keep giving you details as we get it. But go to Raiders Crusaders IG, and he's always hitting you guys with the updates. He puts it on with his team. Again, 11th annual. If you're in the area, roll through. It's a great way to just kick off the summer and the start of the Raiders season. And so rock with us. Hit us in the chat. Let us know if you're rolling, or hit us up on social media if you have any questions. Always good to put names to faces. So again, Bakersfield, California, Saturday, May 17th. I think Leo's going. Raiders through Chris, I think you're thinking about going. Bunch of guys, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So definitely hit us up. So all right, let's kind of get. Oh, and last but not least, Billy Davis in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate you. Always good.
Service.
So I know we haven't all been able to talk about it, but real quick, because I definitely want to jump into our first segment of the Start 'em, Bench 'em, Cut 'em. If you guys know what it is, if you guys are first time joining us, hit that sub button so you can get included in this chat because it's gonna be a fun one. Steve Jones, what's happening, man? Oh, right here. There it is. What's going on? No Jack Jones. Yeah, we just talked about it. Maybe Travis Hunter will be his replacement if he falls. But I see him going a lot earlier than 6. But we'll see how it all plays out. Crazier things have happened. Let's talk real briefly on Geno Smith. Geno Smith, his presser, just kind of gave quick feedback. Chat, let me know what you thought about the presser and just really what Geno said, how he presented himself, your takes on it. Chat, let us know. Hit that hashtag Raiders if you can, just so it kind of catches my eye. But Severe, I'm going to throw it to you first, man. Your thoughts on the presser of Geno Smith yesterday, I believe it was.
It was good, man. I liked it. He came across very confidently. Like he had commanded the room. You can kind of tell the kind of leader he's going to be. He's a guy that's like I said, extremely confident. I think he told a story about how I think somebody asked him like, hey, at any point when he hadn't been a starter for a while, was he kind of resigned to the fact that he was going to be like a backup quarterback or journeyman? He said straight up, like, nah, I mean, I was already looking like in the free agency. I was going to go out there and take somebody's job. Like, that's the kind of confidence that he has. So, and he, just talking about his relationship with Pete Carroll, I think that was great to hear as well. I was really happy. I was really happy. He seems like he's going to be a guy that's not only going to hold others accountable, but he's going to hold himself accountable as well. So, I think we found a good one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll give you my take in just a second, Chris. I'm gonna throw it to you, but Gerard Pope, what's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling up with us, as well as my two. I see you, man. My 2 cents in the building. What's going on? And race through Chris, just showing some support for the Mock King. Hope y'all know Shedeur Sanders. God damn, I don't even want to read it. Chris. But but I'm gonna pick up some stuff. Don't you worry, man. I'm gonna pull up some an image, and maybe your boy will be on that image. All right, so you stick around. But man, appreciate the super chat. But Chris, What was your thoughts on the presser with Geno and how you feel about it?
Yeah, so he came across as humble to me. So a guy that you could tell has worked hard and earned everything that he's gotten. A guy that understands that, yeah, he got his payday, but the work ain't over, so that to me, that makes me feel a lot better. Everybody know I was never really the biggest Geno fan, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was. He is growing on me, just because I see the respect he gets from others. And you get a quarterback like that. I mean, he just so happened kind of peaked later in his career, but I mean that's all you need. I mean, that's what Rich Gannon did. So not saying he's Rich Gannon, but you get a guy who has talent. He's always had the talent. And you get a guy that works hard, and then you catch him during kind of like a peak where he's trending upwards, man. You got to respect that. You got to respect that, and you got to respect anybody that knows how it feels to kind of get stuff taken away and not packing it up and just keep fighting. So that's what you need as a leader. So he, again, you can't get all that from a presser, but you can tell when someone's talking just kind of what they're about. So I'm anxious to see if it's all legit, man.
Yeah, and Dre saying Geno Smith had the Ronnie from Powers glasses on. Hey, he's rocking his style. That's what he does. He does him. I think here's the thing is, like, and Chris, I think you're a really good example of it, right? There might be some fans out there that are not necessarily Geno fans, right? Like you may not think that he's going to come in and maybe over excel in certain ways or what have you. But I think walking away from that, hearing Geno Smith talk, I think, in my opinion, it just kind of goes to show and it confirms just how good of a player's coach Pete Carroll is. You can tell Geno Smith came over here solely because of Pete Carroll. He trusts Pete Carroll. He thinks Pete Carroll is going to do what's right by him. And it's not just by him. I do think that Geno Smith is kind of that the teammate, that teammate you want in that building, in that locker room. And I think that's what Geno Smith knows Pete Carroll's going to bring here is he's going to create a culture in this locker room that's going to help us get in the path that we want to. I'm not saying it's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. I'm just saying he's going to do a good job of being able to try to get us on a path that hopefully leads us to a more promising, handful of years down the road. And that's my biggest thing is when you walk away from that press conference, if you had some question marks at Geno Smith, I think you now know he's going to be here and compete. He's going to compete. And I think that if he's just a bridge quarterback that gives you a chance every game, I think you have a little more confidence that he can be that guy. I still have question marks whether he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, but I think that he definitely can be a guy that can not only compete, give us a chance, but also teach the next guy up. And that's what I hope we potentially snag in this year's draft is the next guy up. So, man, I hope he comes in and does some good things for us. But I definitely got a good sense leaving that press conference. So, just a couple more coming in the building. Where's the flag? What's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. I see John Fallon in the building. What's good, man? Good seeing you. Dixon Sard. Appreciate you checking in. Raider Allegiance in the building. What's going on, man? Make sure you guys go show some love to him. Hey, I was working and watching your show, man, and that website that you got, Raider Vision, I believe
Raider
it is.
Vision. That's going to be fire.
It's clean.
It's VIZION. Everybody go check out that website, man. I think you're trying to pull up a lot of events, Raider events that are going on that website, man. Go check it out. You talked about Bakersfield on your show. I just talked about it. A lot of us are going to be in Bakersfield, man. Can't wait for it. But everybody, show some love to Raiders Allegiance. Always giving you guys daily content, pretty much. So go show some love. That Raiders fan, what's going on? All I know is Geno Smith is an upgrade over Garoppolo and Minshew.
Man,
yeah,
I never lie.
Yeah, no lies detected in that one. 100%. Want to make sure Pharaoh in the building. What's happening, man?
Pharaoh.
Appreciate you pulling up.
Guy Pharaoh.
Everybody go show love to Farrell's channel as well. Go hit him up. Let's see. Irish Andy in the building. What's going on? All right. Okay. So we're going to, just so you guys know, we're going to talk about top 30, the top 30 visits, and how that we think it's going to affect our number one draft pick. We're only going to talk about first round. All right. But we're going to only address the actual confirmed top 30 picks. And so we'll take a look at that list, and then we'll talk about who we potentially will want at that number 6 pick. And I'm going to get you guys, I want to get the chat, get you guys involved. And at the same time, I'm going to pull up some draft scenarios out of the mock draft simulator. And based on what is off the board and what's available, we'll talk about who we would take at number 6. And chat, I want you guys to get involved as well. But before we do it, before we lock in with this, we're going to get into our first segment. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. And we're going to get into start them, bench them, cut them. So we're going to do it on this one. And then probably after our top 30 segment or top 30 topic, then we'll jump into the second one. We always do 2, or at least try to do 2, depending on how much news is going on. So make sure you guys hit that sub button so you guys can get involved. So, all right. Let's make this happen. Start them, bench them, cut them. This one is all about running backs. Let's have fun with it. Remember, chat, it's always in their prime. Only in their prime, not in the beginning, not in the end.
What was that, Ricky Waters?
Oh, Ricky
Waters,
man.
Tiki Barber, Sean Alexander. Only in their prime. Put it in order. ABC, BCA, start them, bench them, cut them, go. Chat, who's the first one in? Let's see.
Man. I think I'm going to ACB.
Ooh, Dre's in first. Dre's got that.
I think I'm going ACB. I think I'm going to ACB.
ACB?
Yeah, it is. Some of these dudes ain't seen Ricky Waters. Ricky Waters wasn't a head case, man. Ricky Waters was
Ricky
Waters was that dude, man. Ricky Waters was that dude.
I got Raider Menace. Got to pull it up. I appreciate you. Yes. I love it, man. Well,
I'm trying
Willie Lampkin's real work.
Did Ricky have, what was his flaw though? Besides being crazy, I felt like, did he have a fumbling problem?
Not that I recall.
Yeah, not that I remember.
It was kind of like a flaw that he was known for. But I can't remember.
Where's the flag? You got Cab just like Dre. You got Dub. You got ACB. I cut and Tiki. Billy Davis, BC. Okay, all right. Cutting Ricky Waters, John Fallon. You got Cab.
It's something.
Super Omnicron, ACB, Sacktown, your Cab as well. Let's see. M Easy. Where you at? Give me your grade. Let's see. My 2, you got CBA. All right. You got C, you got Sean Alexander. Tiki. Oh, another cut for Ricky Waters. All right, let's go. Farrell, you got Alexander Waters, then Barber, cutting Barber. All right. Harry Stevenson, ACB. Okay. All right, let's go. Oh, I think I saw Omnicron. You going again? Yeah, you're going again. Ready to drain the bill. What's happening? You're a Cab as well? Okay. I'm glad there's a little bit of mixed emotions on this one. I like it.
Tiki had a fumbling problem.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Tiki had a fumbling problem.
I feel like, yeah.
I think as soon as that fool left, the Giants won the Super Bowl. So I was like, oh
yeah. Once they got who because they got what?
Brandon. I think it was Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, Brandon Jacobs. Yeah.
Let's see. So
yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think I'm a Cab it. I think I'm a Cab it too, because to me, Sean Alexander. I mean, that's a for sure. He was cold.
He was.
Like I said, for some reason, there's like a caution sign comes up when I see Ricky Waters, but I just remember he was cold. But maybe it was just he was kind of he was out there.
In that case.
Yeah. And like Tiki was cool.
Yeah, Tiki was cool. Nice. He was nice, but
I think I'm capped. I'm CAB.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with CAB. So Samir, what'd you say?
I said ACB.
ACB. All right, Chris, what were you?
I was Cab.
Cab as well. All right. Yeah, I think I'm with Cab. OG Raider 5, your CBA. Raiders for Chris, your ACB. Dre, Ricky was nice. So yeah, and I think it's hard because sometimes you get those head cases. That's kind of what sticks out in your head. Unfortunately, Raiders for Chris, I'll put that up there just again for our boy Willie. Super Omicron, you said Ricky Waters put in work, but Chucky wasn't having it in LA. That prevented us from signing him and took Gardner instead. Yeah, Charlie Gardner was good as hell. I got one for Charlie Gardner too. I got one. Don't worry.
I like Lamont Jordan for some reason. I don't know why, but I used to like
Jordan.
Oh
yeah.
You
know, there's this random Raiders that they wasn't necessarily all that good, but you just liked them. Lamont Jordan was for me, man.
Yeah, man. Lamont Jordan pissed me off because when he was with the Jets, he was cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna come over here because his per carry stats was like off the charts.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if you just expand that, you about to. And he got her here, bro. I was like,
I don't even remember this. Raiders Waters Flow is that damn short suit he wore. I don't even remember that.
yeah.
I don't even want to picture it.
Ricky Waters won a Super Bowl, didn't he?
I'm sure he did. He was, because he was on the.
Was it with the Niners?
Rice was over there and all them.
Yeah,
I think it was with the Niners.
Yeah,
I think the Niners won it in 90. I think 91. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. Myra G in the building. What's happening? Appreciate you pulling up. Always good seeing you, Myra G. And hey, Myra, just confirm with all of us. We're going to be in Bakersfield. We're going to make sure we see you out there. Allegiance ACB. Okay, let's go. I just want to make sure. All eyes. What's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up with us. You're at ACB as well. Let's see. I see Cool Kev. Yeah, Fair, you're saying Alexander had a great season back in the early. Yeah, he did.
He did.
And remember, this is all at the top of their game.
Yeah, a few of them. But wasn't it was Sean Alexander injury prone?
Maybe later in his career, though.
Maybe later. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
I remember early.
Yeah, he was just a monster. He was like, maybe towards the end.
I mean, all of a sudden, you start just seeing Ricky Water jerseys all over the place when they won the Super Bowl that year with him.
Yeah. He won the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just all of a sudden saw Ricky Water jerseys everywhere with all the young kids. All eyes, what's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling up with us. Cool Kevin in the building as well. All eyes, you're saying, or I go CAB. All right, let's go. SoCal, what's happening? Appreciate you pulling up. Want to make sure I say what's up to as many people as I see as I can. Appreciate everybody rolling with us. Lamont Jordan was trash. All right. Yeah, Michael Bush was a bad man. Michael Bush was he was sneaky. Michael Bush was sneaky fast. That's what he was. All right, let's see. Okay, cool. Let me go and pull this off. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Appreciate everybody participating in that, man. Remember, we're gonna have another one just a little bit later, but this is what we're gonna get into. We're gonna talk about. Actually, nope. Let me get out of that one first. Hold up. Let me get into this. All right, we're gonna talk about the top 30 visits. Just this list is as of just a couple days ago. So chat, let me know if you see somebody that's missing. Apologize if you can't see it too well. If I zoom in, it gets all crazy on me. But so here's basically, don't worry, Myra G, it'll be on Sunday. Don't worry. So here's the confirmed top 30 visits or the Raiders attended their pro day. So you got Jeffrey Boss at the top, Teddy Buchanan, Will Campbell going all the way down. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, we have the number 6 overall pick. And the next picture that I'm going to bring up, I want to highlight the guys that I think we have a good chance of dropping to us. And who would you prioritize? Who do you want? And we'll kind of chop it up that way. I'm not adding anybody in here or in that image that isn't a confirmed top 30. All right. Like Tedder McMillan, not on the top 30 list, not putting them on there. Kelvin Banks, Membu, those guys, not putting them on that image. Just the guys that I think that are confirmed top 30 that we potentially can see drop our way. So I'll pick that up in just a second. But before I do, Chris, I'll kind of throw it to you first. Judo Joe Black, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up with us. When it comes to top 30 visits, how much do you put into the top 30 visits, the reports, the Raiders going and reaching out to this guy? Do you think that every top 30 visit, the Raiders are truly have their radar on that guy, or do you think some of it is kind of smokescreen status?
I think a lot of it is smokescreen. I mean, because I guess when you go and kind of look at the numbers, they say, most teams only draft like 1 or 2 players from their visit list. And then, you do get some of those guys that, end up, UDFAs, but, sometimes it is just a smokescreen. Hey, I want to let the league know that I'm interested in this position, or, things like that, just to try to get, people off your trail. So, I really don't put too much into it, because you look at this list and you see Charles Grant on there. That has to be a smokescreen. Nobody in their right mind would want
Grant is
ever
dog.
in life.
Dog.
He should be in the UFL. But yeah, I don't look into it too much.
All right, Severe Man, what's your thoughts on that?
It's a mix. I think there's definitely some guys in there you're legitimately interested in. But also it's a situation where you want to, you don't want to give people too much insight into what you're doing or what you're planning to do. So you throw in a few guys you might not have no interest at all. Some of it is also, you know what, you want intel on guys, just in case you end up on another team, you end up having to play them. For example, like last year, I think we brought in Bo Nix last year. Mm-hmm. But a few guys, like, last year, I think there's a few guys we brought in that we end up picking up. I think we had a visit with Amari Gainer last year. I think Keaton came in for a visit last year as well. I think we had Lauby in as well last year too. So like it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, but it's definitely this is subterfuge, some of it.
I'm with you. I think a lot of it is basically, in my opinion, I would say probably easily 70%, the majority is smokescreen, because I think they know you're not too far off. It's not like you're picking in the 20s, right? And there's so many different combinations of guys that could drop to you. You're picking 6. So you probably know that there's 3 guys that you need to basically target. Now, if you do get a phone call and you want to trade back a little bit, yeah, you're going to bring in guys that might fall back, like, Benjamin Morrison. You might see him falling back a little bit. You could probably get him later. Will Johnson, if he falls and you want to trade back, there's definitely guys I think that they're bringing in just in case you get that phone call and you want to trade back. But I think a lot of what they're trying to do is a lot of smokescreen. I think they know who they want. You get enough game film, enough of these guys. It's kind of it's taking that into consideration. Just these guys know so many people, not just across the league, but college, right? If they want to know something, they're going to find it out. And they have enough people that they trust to talk amongst the leagues and amongst the college levels that they're going to get as much intel as they need. And maybe out of the top 30, 10 of them are who they're really trying to talk to. And the other ones are smokescreen. Hopefully people are going to try to give them a phone call, try to trade up, thinking, oh shit, they might take them. And so I think there was a Judo Joe Black. It's a little bit of chess going on. Exactly. It's not checkers. It's definitely 100% chess. And so I think a lot's of smokescreen.
I think, like, I remember hearing Gruden talk about it at one point, but it's like, some of those guys you just really want to get to know anyway, just in case they become available later on, as a free agent sometime, or maybe you want to trade for them in year 3 or whatever. So, you just kind of want to get to know these guys as deep, as much as possible. So it is a lot of smoke screen, but it's also, you kind of want to get to know certain guys in case they ever come across your desk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that. I'm gonna pick up the other screen that we're gonna talk to.
But look, if you notice something on there, just real quick, we did not look at T-Mac, right? What school did T-Mac play at? Played at Arizona.
Correct.
Who coached at Arizona? Pete Carroll's son. So we have a guy on staff that knows him, right? Notice there's also not a single player, unless I missed it, from Ohio State.
It's a good point.
We have on staff.
It's a good point.
We have Chip Kelly.
Yep.
There's only one guy from Notre Dame, and only our running backs coach was a Notre Dame. So Benjamin Morrison played on the other side of the ball. So, but I think it's a lot of this is like we want to get some intel on these guys, kind of maybe some psychology, kind of see what makes them tick. So yeah, but like if we already know, or if we already have somebody on staff that's familiar with them, kind of no need to do that. So we might not even bring T-Mac in here because Pete Carroll's son was there. He might know how that guy ticks, and he was an offensive coach there.
That's a good point.
Exactly, man. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying a little bit before is these coaches, scouts, they know people at other schools. And so their communications run deep. They have people that they trust. And again, Severe, to your point, right? T-Mac, he's over to Arizona. We have connections over with Arizona. So they're probably on that phone call. They're talking to whoever they need to kind of get some intel and the intel that they want, but they're not giving their cards away. And same with the Ohio State guys. So absolutely, I'm with you on that. And so next up, what we're going to do is we're going to, based on those top 30 visits, and we're sitting at number 6. We're just talking about number 6. Chad, I want to get you guys involved in this. All eyes on G. You said, I thought Will Howard did a visit. I did not see that.
I thought Dart. I thought I saw something with Dart.
I think it's scheduled. I don't think it happens yet.
It's scheduled. Okay. It hasn't happened yet. I think he actually flies in either today or he might be here today, to be honest. But no, I don't think Will Howard did visit. And the thing is, Severe, to your point, right? It's Ohio State guy. Chip Kelly knows all he needs to know about Will Howard. So you're not going to kind of waste that top 30 visit on a guy that Chip Kelly already knows and understands. So,
one thing that did surprise me, there's no guards on there. None.
Yeah, none.
Yeah, man, your boy Spy Tech must have a whole lot of faith in Alex Kappa.
Oh God damn it, man! He might. MGs, you're saying Dart's supposed to be there? Yeah,
I got you. I'm agreeing.
I'm about to say, don't make me run downstairs and refill real quick. Dixon, sorry, don't put that name out there. Don't do it. I just put it up there for a second. Now I'm taking it off. Damn it. And so, oh wait, Alec, you're saying yes. I heard Will did come in today. Will or Dart? I don't know. I didn't see Will confirm for today. So, but I'm gonna bring up this next image, and there's gonna be 5 players on here. And Chad, I want you, and Raiders for Chris, man. If you still in here, I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna pick up this image. There's gonna be 5 players on here that I think have a very good chance at dropping to us. And who would you want at 6? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about probably each one, but chat, let me know who you would want at 6. And there it is. These are all confirmed top 30 visits or been to a combine. So for example, Spytech went to Ashton Genty's combine. I believe they went out to dinner and chopped it up a little bit. And so, Raiders for Chris, I see you still in here. All right, I'm with you. And so here's my thing. And how's Ghost? What's happening, man? First and foremost, I see your comments, SoCal. First and foremost, out of these 5 guys, I think these guys, without question, have a really good chance at dropping to us. Mason Graham and Shedeur Sanders, depending on how Shedeur Sanders works in this draft. But I think those 2 guys are probably the ones that could get picked before us, depending on where Cam Ward goes. But chat, let me know. MGs, or Raider Mensch, you're up. You want Ashton to start. MGs, you want Shedeur. OG Radio on Mason Graham. Again, right after this, I'm going to pick up some draft scenarios in the first round, and we're all going to play along and have fun on who we're going to pick, who we'd pick. Rick L, what's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling up. You got Mason Graham. Ready to run down the bill. What's going on, man? Make sure you guys go hit it. Ready to run down. Show some love. Check out his channel, man. Always going live and showing some love for you guys. Let's see. L's Ghost draft the best available D lineman, O lineman. So far, I'm getting Mason Graham. I'm getting Genty. I'm getting Shedeur. I'm not seeing any Will Campbells or Will Johnsons. Let's see. Built through the trenches. Judo Joe Black. You got Genty. All right. Race through Chris. Man, I heard you hate Shedeur Sanders. I got you. Appreciate the comment. Mason Graham for Space Beast.
So
all right. So let's do this. Should give it a hard tag. I love hard tag. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go about one by one because I'm getting a lot of Shedeurs, a lot of Mason Grahams, a lot of Genties, and so we'll go one by one real quick. So, Chris, I'll throw it to you first, and then Severe on the next one, I'll throw it to you first. What's your thoughts on Genty? Would you want to pull the trigger on Genty at 6? Quite a few people in this chat definitely want to look at Genty at 6. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I like Genty, and if it was a different year and a different draft class, maybe. I mean, I'm not really big at drafting running backs that high for real, unless that's the final piece you need. But as a prospect, I like him. I know people all of a sudden are trying to, poke holes in his game, but but not to be too long winded. I don't want him at 6 this year, but I do think he's a beast.
Severe, your thoughts on Genty at 6?
Yeah, it's going to have to make a hard pass on that one. I'm not taking it. Look, unless I think the guy is going to be like game breaking, like transform our whole team. I can't do a running back. You have to be Barry Sanders. And even Barry, he has one playoff win in his entire career. So
right.
And he was actually Barry Sanders. So
yeah, he was the Barry Sanders.
So I can't do it at 6. If it's like the final piece to my team, like that's all I'm missing. Like, man, if we just had a running back, we gonna win this thing.
Yeah, then it's all bet. Yeah.
But if I have all these other holes, well, I'm not about to. No, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Yeah, I'm actually with you guys. This running back class is extremely deep, and the thing is that I do think Genty is a very good running back. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good running back. But we have so many needs that I just don't see it. I don't think it would be in our best interest to take a running back at 6 when you have to build on this offensive line, when we now need potentially some cornerback help. I'd love to see us get more rotation potentially on the D line. We still need help at the edge position. We can still build in this in the defensive back room with the safeties. There's a lot of pieces we can still build, and we can get a starting caliber running back in the 3rd, 4th, maybe even the 5th round. I mean, so this is a very deep running back class. Plus, I'd love to see us take the next 1 to 2 years, build the hell out of this offensive line, the trenches, build around everything. And then when we're that close and we're sitting and picking in the mid-20s, maybe even late 20s, that's where you can snag that starting caliber running back. You could probably get one of, if not the best running back in that year's draft, if you still needed one. And so you set yourself to be in position to get that top running back in the draft when you finally need it, when you're maybe 1 year away from that being that final piece that you need. Or you get in free agency like the Eagles did. So I'd love to see us build more in the trenches moving forward with the number 6 pick. So let's see. Next up, I'm going to go to Shedeur. And so here's my thing, because I'm seeing a lot of people obviously run down. I heard you talk about the guy. Lake Show, you're saying Shedeur Sanders or bust, period. That is bold. Shedeur Sanders or bust. And so here's my thoughts. Severe, I'm going to throw it to you first this time. What's your thoughts? In chat, let me know on Shedeur at 6. Give me a yes or no. What are your thoughts at Shedeur at 6 if he falls to us?
Yeah. First off, like Shedeur must have busted up a 6-leg parlay for Lake Show because he's not Shedeur, Geno, because he cannot stand Geno. He's like every chance he gets, he's trying to replace Geno. You have to consider it just because you got a guy like Geno. You're probably not going to be in this position again anytime soon. No, conceivably, there's a floor. You assume there's going to be a floor with Geno. There's going to be a floor with Pete Carroll. Those guys are usually going to win somewhere between 8 and 12 games. Usually, they're going to be in that range. So you're not going to be likely picking top 10 again. So you have to think about it, but I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. If we didn't have Geno, probably I'll probably do it because I'm not rolling to the season with no kind of not at all. But now that we have Geno in place, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Chris, man, your thoughts on Geno at Shedeur at 6? Give me 1 second. Hold on, because you got Rick Hell's a hard pass. Let's see. We got hold up. OG Radio 5 no on Sanders. Jojo back no. Els goes no. But MGs, you say yes on Sanders. Dixon Sauer, you're saying yes. Shedeur's ceiling is too low at 6. Let's see. Okay. Perry Stevenson, easy pass on Shedeur. So let's see. All eyes. We have a legit OC and head coach to develop a quarterback from the later rounds. Okay. Emmys, you're saying no, Shedeur at 6. All right. So SoCal, no for Sanders as well. So let's see. Billy Davis, he will be a Raider. Sanders. Okay.
He is spoken.
Oh, spoken truth, like a true fact. That's what it was.
Hey, Billy Davis told me the Raiders are gonna win 12 games, and I took that money. I took that money to the bank and I bet it. Billy, you owe me, Billy.
Lost your house messing with Billy.
You off Tuesdays and Wednesdays, bro. I'm gonna see you.
Yeah. So, all right, Chris, real quick, your thoughts on Shedeur at 6?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think I made my my point on him pretty clear. You just can't get a quarterback at 6 when you give Geno the pay raise that you gave him. Again, I know Geno's kind of middle of the road as far as salary goes, but when you get a Geno, the plan is to use your draft capital to help him out. Pete Carroll does not expect any quarterback to win it by himself, to put the team on his back. He always wants to build around the quarterback. And if you pick someone with your most valuable draft capital so they can be on the bench while Geno's out there playing, it is just counterproductive and makes 0 sense.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm going to give you kind of my breakdown of Shedeur because I don't know if I've truly given a breakdown. I jumped on Rundown's channel a little bit and kind of gave my breakdown of Shedeur. And here's the thing, right? When I looked at Shedeur, I said I knew that there was going to be a chance that he was going to be on the Raiders' radar, right? All throughout last college season, it was a known point. And so what I did was I wanted to make sure I did my homework, just like I did with the quarterbacks last year, right? And so I went back and I watched 9 games of Shedeur Sanders. I watched every single play throughout the games. And look, there's a lot of things that you can like about Shedeur Sanders, right? He has enough mobility, right? He's got a strong enough arm to play in this game, right? I think he exudes confidence. He's got the confidence to come in and think he's going to be the next Hall of Famer without question. But I have a lot of concerns with this game, and I saw even more concerns. I forget who it was. Someone asked us in the last live on Sunday whether or not we're going to talk about Shedeur's pro day, and I actually saw something in his pro day that actually correlates to the concern that I have that I didn't necessarily see on film. And I'll talk about it in just a second. But when talking about Shedeur, a lot of people talk about his attitude. I'm not too concerned about his attitude. You got to have a little bit of attitude to play at a level. And look, he's in the conversation of being one of the top quarterbacks in this draft for a reason. But he's got flaws that I do not like, that I'm extremely worried about with him at 6. That's why I got him as a late second, early third round grade. That's what I have him at. That's what I've had for a while. And here's my thing is, initially I didn't like the way his offensive coordinator called plays at the college level. I don't think his OC did him any favors. He ran a lot of screens on 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 12s. Didn't know why. It just didn't allow him to really start to read the defense. And the more and more that I started to watch the game film, what I started to see was I don't think Shedeur Sanders reads defenses very well, actually. I don't think he processes as well as a lot of people think. So, for example, what I did was I went back and looked at some of the teams. I believe it was like Utah, surprisingly, Texas Tech. And there was another game, even BYU, right, when they played. When he went up against pro-style defenses that did a lot of zone blitzes and they dropped into pro-style defensive coverages. Again, one of the examples that I always would throw out there is a cover 6, right? There's a lot of pro-style defenses nowadays that if you run a spread-style defense, they're going to drop into a cover 6, which is basically a modified, fancier way of running a cover 3, right? You got 2 high safeties to one side, a single high to the opposite side. And the way that you attack that is in the seams. And the thing is that Shedeur Sanders wasn't able to find it. I don't know if he didn't trust his arm to get it there. There's a lot of times where he got stuck, where his eyes were looking and he just wasn't pulling the trigger. There's times where he did pull the trigger and he was late, or he didn't even see the defender in the passing lane just baiting him to throw it. And that's where I saw a lot of his interceptions. Hard part is that I think over time, as I started to watch his games in the beginning towards the tail end, there was times where on 3rd and 12, I think the offensive coordinator didn't trust Shedeur Sanders, his ability to process it either, where he bailed off of it knowing that he had Travis Hunter, he had other guys that can have success in that screen game, and he'd pull a screen and he'd find some success. And so the more and more I watched it, when he faced pro-style defenses, he struggled to even process it. But there's also times where when he would try to get to a 2nd and 3rd or 3rd and 4th read, there's plenty of times where when he gets his 3rd and 4th read, his accuracy drops significantly. All of a sudden now he's throwing behind the receiver. He's overthrowing receivers. He just can't get his mechanics over quick enough to be able to pinpoint that ball. And that was a lot of times where you'd see his inaccuracies fall off. And then when he'd roll out of the pocket, his anticipation, again, fell off dramatically when he'd roll out of the pocket. He thought there's a lot of times you see it with a lot of the, what's his name? Patrick Mahomes. He's great at it. When he rolls out of the pocket, he understands when that receiver enters that hole in the coverage and he can zip that thing in there, bang, he gets it.
Yeah,
he's good work.
He's the best at that.
Shedeur, he can't find that window. He thinks he's got a strong enough arm to hit that window between the defense, and all of a sudden it's behind. He's late to it, where he could have let that receiver just clear that defender just a little bit, use that sideline to his advantage, and bang, hit him. And now you got a 12-yard completion, or that receiver takes it and goes, and now you got yourself first down. His anticipation on the run just isn't very good. And the last thing I'll say about him, and again, these are a lot of concerns that I don't know how well he's going to get out of it at the NFL level, is he doesn't scramble well. I know he had a bad offensive line, but the amount of times that he tries to scramble backwards, the amount of times that he tries to fade in the pocket, he tries to drift in the pocket where there's no reason to. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of that habit in the National Football League. And if you can't get away from a rush like Texas Tech and some of these guys, I'm sorry, you're not going to get away from an NFL caliber pass rush. So I just don't think he's got the vision or the complete package as an athlete to get away from a pro style or a pro level pass rush. That's where my concern is if he continues with those habits. And the only last thing I will say, this is truly last thing, is the pro day. So a lot of times he was late on trying to hit the seams. A lot of times he was late trying to actually hit some of the crossing routes, right? The receiver's trying to drag across the field. He's late to it. What I noticed in his pro day is quarterbacks, and what I would coach my defensive backs and my linebackers, I would always, their trigger, their eyes, if you see that quarterback pat that ball, he's letting it go. If he pats the ball, break on it. He's letting it go. The problem I saw with Shedeur is if you watch his pro day, I coached a little bit of offense too. I coached about 5 years of offense. I coached a couple years of the quarterbacks. I always told my quarterback, your offhand has to be on that football or close to it, because every quarterback has that habit of patting the ball. So as long as it's close, it's a quick pat and you can release that football. Watch Shedeur Sanders in his pro day. His hand is so far off that ball, and his motion of patting that ball goes out, pat, and then he goes to release. If that habit, and I went to go back and look at what some of his game film last year, now I saw it. And I saw it. He was late on some throws because he takes an extended pat on that football. And the amount of times you see it in the National Football League where a defender is that close to tipping the ball, that close to picking the ball, that's the difference. Is if you have that long pat and that long release, you're screwed in the National Football League. And so would I take him if he's in the third round? Possibly. Because then maybe you can get him out of those habits. I'm not taking him at 6. Not at all.
In the third round.
I'll take him in the third. I'll take him in a third, but not at 6. And so that's my appreciate it. That's my 6-minute breakdown to Shedeur Sanders. Why I won't take him at 6, and I won't even trade back in the first to get him at 6. I think there's too many flaws that I'm concerned about on getting him in the first round.
No, I like your breakdown of them, but I will say, like, that pat thing, me personally, I always thought it was kind of like overrated, but I'm glad that I saw the podcast the other day of it was Pac-Man Jones and what's his name, who was that corner that snatched Crabtree's chain?
Oh, Talib.
Yeah. And they were talking about it.
Shooter.
Yeah. They were talking about it, man. They was like, man, I've never got any interceptions because I seen someone pat the ball. And it was like, you can't really tell, at that point when you're that. And they are corners. It might be different for linebackers or safeties who are looking at the quarterback a little bit more. But I thought that was interesting because me personally, the pat is so quick. It's not like you can really react to it that fast, but it was good to hear them say that because that kind of justified what I already thought. But I do understand the give or
he's saying it so quarterbacks keep doing it, and now he could jump it. I'm just saying.
He ain't playing no more.
Little slow screen. Slow screen
now, man. They ain't playing no more.
Oh, is that? Oh, my bad. I thought that was like back when he was playing. My bad.
No.
They're talking about just like the other day.
Shedeur, they're talking specifically about Shedeur. Yeah, I felt it was overrated too, and it's something that I feel a lot of guys. Like if you watch a lot of guys do it. Yeah, a lot of guys do it. So and a lot of guys do it. A lot of guys have tails, but if like I think Darius Slayton was talking about it. Like Darius Slayton, like, bro, if I can't see my quarterback pat the ball, like over, like you got the defensive line and the offensive line. Yeah. A lot of times your vision is obstructed by referees and whatnot. Like if I can't even see him pat the ball, like how the hell you gonna be seeing him pat the ball? You supposed to be defending me, like right. So I just think it's something that's nitpicky. Like I can find, if I were to watch tape on all these guys, I can find tendencies that all these guys have. Like everybody has a tail at something. I can find tendencies in all these guys. So it's just it's just. I think it's just something that's been overblown. I think it's something that's been overblown.
The only thing I will say though is not that the guys can see it, right? I would teach my guys, if you do see it, right? If you drop back into his own coverage, a lot of linebackers can see it, right? DBs tend to, even if you're jumping in a zone, DBs tend to kind of have their eyes everywhere. It's tough. Linebackers have a better they have more leeway to drop into a zone and they can see that quarterback a little bit. So it is easier for linebackers. I will say that. But the thing about it is it's not always necessarily that they can see it. It's that slight delay. It's like Tim Tebow, right? Tim Tebow back in the day, like it was horrible at it. And It's just that slight delay in the ball getting to that receiver, which allows the defensive back to either tip it or intercept that football. And it's just that split second. And you're right. Like I went back and I watched Cam Ward. Cam Ward, if you go watch Cam Ward, and you can see it in his game, but go watch his pro day. Cam Ward, when he's on the run, he does it a little bit more. His release and his pat is a little bit more than if he's sitting in the pocket and he's drifting. It's quick. When he's in that pocket, his hand is up against that ball. It's a quick pat and it's out. And he's got that whip on that football. I mean, he's got that arm strength to get it there. Where Shedeur Sanders, he's got a strong arm, but it's not an elite arm. And so that pat, that long wind up or pat with the ball, that's going to hurt him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, Raiders for Chris, you're saying if he sits behind Geno for 3 years, can you fix those weaknesses? You can. Yeah. But I don't want to pick you at 6 knowing you have those weaknesses coming in the league.
Right.
That's my thing.
And the thing is, the whole advantage of having a rookie quarterback is, for financial reasons. Like that. Exactly. That's the reason why the Seahawks were able to do what they did, because they had Russ under the rookie contract, and they were able to pay some guys around them. Like we're wasting those years. Like you talking about, let them sit for 3 years. Those are 3 years that we need to be having people around them and taking advantage of that thing, because then if he has one good season, then we got to pay him top tier money all of a sudden.
Exactly.
So, that's why, I mean, I love the idea of it. Like, like the whole Patrick Mahomes thing is ideal, because, he sat 1 year and then he was ready to go. Like I could do something like that. But the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, sitting a few years, like I just can't do that now in today's game, man.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is, Lake Show Radio, to your comment, right? I have my issues with Geno a little bit, but here's my thing. I'm not relying on Geno to potentially get me to a Super Bowl. Shedeur Sanders, if I pick him at 6, I want him to be that next quarterback that's going to get me to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to have a much larger critique on Shedeur Sanders on whether or not I want to get him at 6 because of the other talent that's sitting at 6. That's why I have this critique of Shedeur Sanders. We pick him at 6, yes, then I want him to be good enough, or at least in my opinion, I think he's going to be the next one that's going to take us to a Super Bowl. So I am going to have a much bigger critique on him than Shedeur Sanders. Or than Geno. You're putting Shedeur and Geno in the same bucket. I'm not doing that. Once you put them in separate buckets, then you'll understand why I have a much bigger critique on Shedeur Sanders at 6.
Yeah, because they're at different parts of their career. Now, when the Jets drafted them, they had that idea of Shedeur, like that you guys have a Shedeur, like, hey, Geno Smith is supposed to be our guy that makes. It was the Jets that got him, right? That was Rex Ryan. Yeah, so they they wanted him to win right away. So I think we gotta look at that as well, man. They're just at 2 different parts of their career.
Yeah, and with 2 completely different expectations on what we expect out of them.
Right.
In my opinion. So all right. Appreciate you guys letting me get that out. And here's my thing. At the end of the day, I could be completely wrong, but that's just my evaluation of what I've seen on film. And so that's my thoughts. Now, let's move on. I think the next one was Mason Graham. I think that was the other highest vote, I guess I would say. And so, chat, let me know, would you want to take Mason Graham at the number 6 spot? Again, right after this, we're going to go through just 3 quick scenarios on some draft outcomes at the number 6 spot, get you guys feedback on it. But chat, let me know, would you take Mason Graham at number 6? Chris, I think I'll throw it to you this time, and I know what you're going to say. What's your thoughts on Mason Graham at number 6?
Yeah, I like Mason. I really do. I really like Mason. He's one of the very few that I would take at 6.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, and I know we'll talk about him later. But with us losing Jack Jones, his teammate to me is probably a little more valuable at this time for me.
Man, preach.
But I love Mason Graham, man. I really do. But I think for one, with us having Adam Butler, that helps. and and then just losing Peters just makes me kind of go a different way. But just to answer your question, absolutely. If we say his name at 6, I'm not mad at all.
All right, so man, let me see. Let's see. Judo, you're saying love the idea of Graham. Let's see.
That could be nasty. That could be so nasty.
That could be crazy.
Severe, man, what's your thoughts? What's up, East Coast, man? I appreciate you rolling with us. I don't know if you heard my rant on Sanders. I know you were an offensive coordinator back in the day. Let me know what did you feel on my rant. If you didn't see it, go back and check it out. Because you being an offensive coordinator, a coach as well, love to hear your feedback on it. But guys, make sure you guys go hit up East Coast Gridiron. He always breaks down film, all that stuff as well. So,
your channel.
The Colorado line was terrible, but at the same time, I put a lot on Shedeur. So Severe, man, your thoughts on Mason Graham? Yeah,
this is one of the guys. Yeah, of all the guys on the list, he's probably number 2 for me as well. And if we didn't make, even if our cornerback room was the same, if we didn't just make massive investments already into our defensive line, he'd probably be the clear-cut guy. I would play, but we're paying Max a crap ton of money. We're paying Christian Wilkins a crap ton of money. We gave Adam Butler not a whole lot of money, but we gave him a contract. We're paying Kuntz a nice amount of money. So it's like we're paying there's a lot of money already invested, a lot of resources already invested into that defensive line. Possibly that could be part of the reason why we had to cut a guy like Jack Jones for $3.4 million, because we have so much money invested in that front four already. So Mason is a beast, but if we're going to take a defensive tackle, I think we can take a 2-gap guy, or a guy that's going to play nose, over a guy like, where Mason, he's strong at the point of attack, but I think, I think he's more of a, I think I view him more as a guy that's going, I think he wants to get after the quarterback. So.
Yeah. So here's my thing on Mason Graham is, and Chris, we've talked about this in the weeks past, right? I think Mason Graham is good. I have some concerns when I watch his film. I'd love to see him be able to fight more consistently through double teams. I think he's a beast. He's an absolute beast at times, but I also see times where he gets hung up. It's almost as if he's just not using his hands violently enough at times.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, he has good hand combat.
And it's just at times, to where I just see him get hung up, and I'm looking there going, why is he getting hung up? But I think he's still, without question, I rank him in I'd put him probably top 3 D tackles in this draft. I can have conversations on others that I even you look at what's his name? I'm like Darius Alexander at Toledo. I love that kid. I think he can be an absolute beast.
But you're not talking about like them on the same level, are you?
Not necessarily on the same level, but because of all of our needs, I would take him before I take Mason Graham at 6.
Like for value, you're talking about.
Exactly. I'm not saying he's better than Mason Graham, but I like his game kind of just as much. But here's my thing is, I know a lot of people talk about Mason Graham and we're like, look what the Eagles did. Build the trenches. It'd be absolutely nasty. The one thing I think we have to really think about is the Eagles, they built the trenches really off of need. It wasn't because they just built and all of a sudden they just stacked onto it. They had, what's his name?
I don't know. They had always had, they had Brandon Graham. What was the big boy in the middle? What, Fletcher?
Fletcher Cox was already on his way out.
Fletcher Cox was like 37 years old.
Yeah, like Fletcher Cox was already on his way out. So then they picked up that big boy from, I think it was, Georgia?
Jordan Travis,
right?
Jordan Davis.
Right? They were losing.
Hey, Jordan Travis, let's go, baby. Shout out to Jordan Travis.
So they were losing pieces, and they were drafting pieces to replace her, right? I mean, they were losing. So there was a couple edge rushers that they lost, and so they had to bring in Nolan Smith Jr. So they brought in the edge rusher. Like they weren't necessarily just stockpiling the defensive line. It was a combination of they drafted extremely well to get their day one starters, and none of them got hurt. So they went into that Super Bowl throughout the entire season completely healthy. So
they got them all in like 2 years too. Like
Exactly.
they literally was like, Georgia, you guys have the best defense in college football. I'm taking everything y'all got.
So it's not like they like had studs and just piled on, right? And so my thing is, we got Adam Butler for 3 years.
Yeah,
it's a 3-year contract. So for myself, I don't think, because of what our defensive line looks like right now, and we have Jonah Laulu, which showed a lot of promise at the tail of last season. I think this defensive line class is extremely deep with talent. Like, one of my favorites is Ty Robinson. We can get him in the later rounds as a rotational piece. I think there's so much more value at that number 6 spot based on our need that I don't know if I would want us to get Mason Graham. Would I be mad at it? I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I get it. I see your vision.
I would not want to see Mason Graham start in front of Adam Butler next to Christian Wilkins. I think Adam Butler is going to absolutely tear the crap out of offensive linemen.
Wait. Come on. I like Adam Butler. I really do. I really like Adam Butler. But come on, man.
Oh, there's no way you could tell me that we can guarantee, based on what we saw last year out of Adam Butler, that Mason Graham, for sure, without question, is going to be better than Adam Butler next year.
Absolutely, he will.
I can't agree with that.
Absolutely, he will.
Did
you see? Did you? Okay. Who do you think had a better season out of Braden Fisk and Adam Butler
this past year?
Yeah,
this past year,
a rookie Braden Fisk
as just purely pass rushing,
just a pure lineman.
So
Fisk, I think Fisk had a hell of a rookie year.
You got to also take into consideration that Fisk played. He had a hell of a rookie year. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah.
But Fisk played also on a defensive line that was pretty damn stacked, where Adam Butler was the only piece that was a threat on that defensive line, especially after Max Crosby decided, couldn't play the tail end of the season. Like, Christian Wilkins goes down. Malcolm Kuntz is gone. We have Tyree Wilson starting on this offensive line. We have a practice squad at Charles Snowden getting starting time. Max Crosby, again, tail end of last year, was out. Adam Butler was fighting the double teams day in and day out. We saw what he did. I'm not saying Mason Graham's not going to be good. I'm just saying I know what Adam Butler can do at the NFL level. Mason Graham, I think he's going to be good, but there's no way I'm putting Mason Graham over Adam Butler at this point, unless he comes in and proves it.
All right.
There's no way. You now put Adam Butler no longer getting double teamed like he did last year.
No, I don't. I like Adam Butler, but I'm just saying, as someone, again, you gotta remember this is my team.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I've watched this guy so much, man. Like, this dude, he's different, man. But I get what you're saying. Adam Butler is a great story. He's like a journeyman, and he's finally getting his opportunity. I love everything about Adam Butler, but like, I can't even put these guys in the same category. Like this dude's gonna be different, and we might need to revisit this like at the end of the year, because again, we may not get him. But I'll tell you one thing: if he messes around and goes to like the Chargers, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem that we're gonna deal with for a long time.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but because of our situation with Adam Butler on a 3-year contract and just what he showed last year,
I got you.
It wouldn't be my pick at 6.
Value, I got you.
Yeah. So, all right, sorry on that rant, Chad. I just want to make sure. Let's see, OG, you're saying 85 grand would make us a top 5 defense. Let's see, John Fallon Graham would probably be there. Jacksonville all over him. I know a lot of people are putting him on Jacksonville. Let's see. Jeff, what's happening, man? Everybody go show some love to Jeff as well. Make sure you guys go hit him up in his channel, man. Let's see. Want to make sure any more. Raider Hawaii, what's happening, man?
Was that a Trey Tucker comment?
Where is it at? Is it James right here?
Yeah,
So let's invest.
I want Trey to get it together, but man,
Yeah, ain't about to
gotta
Trey
show it,
race.
man. He gotta show it.
Trey
Yeah. He's got to show it.
Show it, man.
Man.
Let's see. Let's go. Red or white. He's more of a run stopper than a pass rusher.
That's not necessarily true.
I don't think that at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I respect a lot. I respect all y'all, man.
Because why put him next to Kenneth Grant if he's more of a
right? That's what I'm saying. That is not true at all. That's he gets after the quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, PD on the bill. What's happening, man? I appreciate you pulling up with us. Let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, sorry, Isaiah. It was Jordan Davis. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm a little late on the chats. We're gonna get into it. Okay, so that was our talk on Mason Graham. We talked about Genty. We talked about Shedeur Sanders, Mason Graham. Let's talk about Chris, Michigan kid. Will Johnson at the top. If he's sitting there at 6, obviously Jack Jones is no longer on the squad. DC Richardson has a lot to prove. But we did bring in, we have a pretty full cornerback room, which is kind of crazy. I think we have 7, maybe 8 cornerbacks on the roster as it stands right now. And so, Chris, I'll throw it to you just because, again, another Michigan guy. If Will Johnson's there at 6, would you want to take him at 6?
You guys know that's who I want. I'm all in for Will. He for one, he's a good leader, a captain, All-American. His players rave about him. Tough kid. He did have some injuries, but people got to understand he could have came back, this past season, if he really wanted to, but a lot of his his team and people in his corner told him just to get prepared for the NFL. We weren't a good team anyway, but all you got to do is look up last year's game against Ohio State, him against Marvin Harrison. It was just a battle, and at that point, Marvin, was one of the most purely polished wide receivers, that we've seen in a long time in from a college level. So, Marvin got busy like on other people, but when Will was on him, he pretty much locked him up for the most part. So, the dude is just nice, man. Just instincts. And again, I know I always say it, but he really reminds me of, he can do the things that like Patrick Surtain can do. Like, I think he can make that type of immediate impact. So, I'm just all for him, man. I liked him last year. Like, if he was able to come out last year, I would have been all for, getting him last year. The dude can play. I know people try to, make different, you find flaws in everybody, but that dude is a certified baller. I'm telling you, you talking about instinct and watching game film and running the route for the receiver. That's what he does, man.
Yeah, Severe, your thoughts on Will Johnson?
Yeah, man. Going into this season, I thought Will Johnson was quite possibly the best player in all of college football, regardless of position.
Yep.
That's how good I think Will Johnson is. I thought he had the potential to prove he was the best player in all of college football, regardless of position. Will Johnson, and we have to see him run. But what this reminds me of is Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley was with LSU, right? As a freshman, started every game. That team goes undefeated, and they win a national championship. And everybody's raving about the prospect that Derek Stingley is. Then the next year, Derek Stingley, I think next year's COVID year, I want to say. I think that was COVID. I want to say that was COVID. He gets hurt, and he misses 3 games. And then the next year after that, he gets hurt again and only plays 3 games. And people kind of fall off of him, right? A lot of people's like, oh, he might not go in the first round. I think he ended up still being the first corner taken. And we see the kind of corner that Derek Stingley has turned into the NFL. He's probably one of the best corners in the league. You can make he has a strong case as the best corner in the league. You can even put him above Patrick Surtain if you wanted to. So he's that kind of guy. And I think Will Johnson has the ability to come into the league day one and be one of the better corners in the NFL. Don't let this little turf toe or this little hamstring, don't let that deter you.
Right.
That guy's a dog, and he is a dog. And I will say this. This is 2023. The draft, right? The best player to consist, and it's ironically, I think that's the Tyree Wilson. Yeah, that's the Tyree Wilson year, unfortunately. Who was the best player in that draft class, regardless of position? Bijan Robinson.
Who last year?
No, 2023. That's the year we took. Yeah, 2023.
He was that can't miss player. Like Brock Bowers was the can't miss player last year.
Bijan. No, it was Bijan or Jalen. Those were the two guys that were the best players in the draft, regardless of position, right? Those were the guys that people said were best players in the draft, regardless of position. Like if you ask most people, everybody, I would say most people said Bijan was the best player in the draft, regardless of position. I don't hear anybody really saying that about Ashton Jeanty, right? The Seattle Seahawks come up to pick. Who do the Seattle's pick in that draft class? They pick Devin Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. And they say, oh, well, Seattle, they really didn't need a running back because they drafted Kenneth Walker the year before. Okay, fair point. Who did Seattle draft in the second round of that draft class? Zach Charbonnet. So obviously they felt they needed a running back. So, when the push came to shove, they had opportunity to take the consensus best player in the draft class. They felt they had a needed running back, but instead of taking a running back, they took Devin Witherspoon. Could history repeat itself? I don't know.
So, Severe, I'm with you, and Chris, I'm with you as well. Like when I watch, Will Johnson's film, his instincts are on point. Like that's kind of what separates him.
He runs the route for you, man. He runs a route.
He doesn't. And I'll be honest, that's what what makes Travis Hunter actually really good, especially as a corner, is because he just has those instincts to be able to just see where the ball, see the routes develop. You might look at, and again, I got to look more at Will Johnson. I see him more as just really thriving as a zone coverage type of corner, not necessarily man to man. I got to look more film. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm
but
right.
Even if that's the case, like how many teams are playing? Like now you rarely play man nowadays.
Yeah.
So
he can be a press corner for sure.
So and he's a big boy, right? I mean, you could tell like he's going to be able to muscle up some receivers, and so he could definitely handle his own. But what I really like about him is just his pure instincts to the ball, and so I'm with you because of just what we've done with our cornerback room so far. I know a lot of people are talking about in the chat. Arnie, I think you said it a couple times. I know a couple others have as well. Basically talking about his injuries that happened in 2020 or just this last year. But
you look at Derek Stingley to me.
You look at and you look at his game. If you're concerned about the injuries, rightfully so. So like we have PTSD with Tyree Wilson and stuff like that. So I get it. But at the end of the day, what's tough is you watch him in 2023, man. If he's any bit of what he was in 2023,
yeah,
he can be pretty damn nasty without question. And so, all right, so let's do this real quick. Again, chat, I appreciate everybody rolling with us. We're going to go last but not least. Will Campbell. Will Campbell, if he does drop, I know that we need to beef up this offensive line. And so I definitely want to, I think I'm caught up a little bit with this chat. Apologize, everybody, if I'm kind of flying through right after this one. Before we get into just a couple scenarios, we're going to do our second segment of start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. We'll have some fun with it. But I think the offensive lineman that could fall to us. I understand Pro Day wasn't great. I still think he could be one hell of an offensive lineman, especially if he does bump down to guard, which I'm hearing a lot of people are saying that that's what he's going to do. You watch his game film, he could be one hell of a guard. But if we're sitting at 6, we don't trade back. what are your thoughts? And chat, let me know, would you pull the trigger on a Will Campbell at 6? Chat, let me know. Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. What's your thoughts on Will Campbell at 6? Would you take him? Or you'd be pissed if the Raiders took him?
I wouldn't be pissed if the Raiders took him. I think Will Campbell is a very good prospect. He offers you some versatility. He can play guard, he can play tackle in the pinch. At LSU, for the most part, the guys that come out of that program, the offensive line program, those guys have been pretty good. They have pretty high success rate in the NFL. So I wouldn't hate it. I know there are some concerns about his play strength and his arm length. But I guess I will say this. Why have hamburger when you can have steak, man? It's Willie Lampkin all day. It's Willie Lampkin all day, baby. Why settle for less? Why settle for less?
So true. So true, Severe. Man, we are gonna have to do something at least day 2, man. Root for Willie Lampkin. I'm with you 100%. Jeff, you're saying at guard, yes. Tackle, no. PDL, man, you're not wrong. 6 picks cannot be a miss. You have to get a difference maker without question. You got to get it, unless it's the elite quarterback, right? Unless it is if you think that quarterback's there. I know there's Shedeur Sanders, but like if you get that elite quarterback that you think is that game changer, that difference maker, then okay, yeah, you definitely sit and it can't be a can't miss. But outside of that, you definitely want a day 1 starter.
Facts. Judo, I think he's the voice of reason with that comment.
Let's see.
Judo,
which one?
The one you just put up.
Rick, hard pass on Kemp?
No,
this
Judo,
one?
Judo Joe Black. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Tyree is just that's Tyree. He uses injury as an excuse. Like, nah, bro.
I wasn't doing this YouTube thing when we picked Tyree, but man, I was trying to scroll back through my text messages. I was texting one of my best friends, a diehard Raider fan. I was so pissed when we picked up Tyree Wilson. I was scrolling through. I was like, man, let me find those text messages just to kind of prove just how pissed off I was when we picked Tyree. But maybe I'll find it and post it. Have fun with it. Rick L. hard pass. Concern on Johnson's injuries for sure. Gotcha, LKM. Yeah, we talked about that. Now, Raider Hawaii, is he a guard or tackle? Not sure on his arm length. I think he'd be a hell of a guard. Tackle remains to be seen, but I definitely think he's a hell of a guard, or could be a hell of a guard. Space Beast, you're a yes on Campbell. OG Raider, no on Will Campbell. Got it. Okay, so Raiders for Chris, you're saying Will Campbell giving me Leatherwood vibes? Oh, got it. All right, for sure. Rather have Willie Lampkin. You recovered, Chris, with the Willie Lampkin comment. Yeah, I don't know if I get Leatherwood vibes, man. Leatherwood was bad vibes. I think Will Campbell at guard would be pretty promising. All right, so let's go real quick. And Jeff, I did see your comment way back there. I might try to find it again. Yes, if Mason Graham does start over Adam Butler, I might break out the alcohol from that Sunday night. Let's go. So I think, Chris, your thoughts on Will Campbell potentially at 6?
No, I like the thought of Campbell at honestly he can play tackle, but I'd probably consider moving him inside. The only thing is, like, at 6, at 6 getting a guard, I kind of have a hard time
Unless you
wanting to do that. Yeah, so like I think I'd have to trade back, and get him. That's the only thing. But as a pure prospect, I do like him. And plus I think a lot of people make a big deal about his arm length. I'm not tripping on it too much. I mean, he's pretty athletic to be that big. So I think he, with good technique, he can still keep a good base and stay in front of his guys. So I'm not worried too much about that.
Yeah, I'll make it real quick. Rick, you're saying a guard at 6? I mean, that I'm with you. Now, if we just pick from the guys that are currently on the screen and we didn't trade back, we had to pick one at 6. I like Will Campbell if we move him to guard. It shores up the offensive line. It's a need. I think he could be a good guard. So to me, I would not be mad at the pick if that was the plan. Because
At
again,
6, though, you would be good with him at 6.
between these guys, I wouldn't be mad at it. Let's put it that way. Between these guys, wouldn't be mad at it. Again, because I think these are the only guys that truly have a chance at dropping to us at 6. Sometimes people are having Membu taken. I haven't seen much Will Campbell taken at all, but I was just waiting for this one.
Shout out to Membu.
Dre said, Willie Lampkin at the end will have more sacks than Tyree Wilson.
I can't
believe
man. Membu at 1. That's crazy. At 1. That's crazy. That's insane.
So, Rick L guard 62, Rich. I feel you. So let's do this. Now, where's the flag? You're saying can't do it if the plan is a guard unless we trade back to like 10.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Emmy's just saying there's going to be a lot of nasty arguments on YouTube, Raider content creator channels after this pick. It's going to be all over the place.
It's going to get greasy.
It's going to be great content.
Some people are going to try to rewrite history and act like they ain't they ain't have certain takes.
1,000%.
Yeah. One thing about us, we stand on what we say. Right, wrong, and different. Yeah, we stand on it. So, a lot of them aren't though. Just watch closely.
Because here's my thing. I could care less where we go. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I could say Shedeur sucks and we get him at 6 and all of a sudden he wins the Super Bowl. I'll be like, damn, I was wrong. You can shit on me all you want, but cool. I'm going to enjoy that Super Bowl just as much as you are. So it is what it is. And so, okay. At the end of the day, we're going to get to that. Start him, bench him, cut him. But I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. And Chris, I'll throw it to you. Sorrell, I'll throw it to you. Chat, 30 seconds. If you could pick one on the screen at 6, what would it be? Go. 30 seconds, chat. Just throw it in there. I'll bring it up on the screen. If you could pick one at 6 on that screen, no trade back, one at 6, who would it be? Sorrell, I'm going to throw it to you first, man. If you could pick one, who would you take?
Will Johnson. Will Johnson.
That was quick. That was easy. All right. Right. I know, Chris. Okay. That didn't take too long. I said 30 seconds, not 3 seconds, but I appreciate you. Where's the flag? You're saying Will Johnson. All right. Isaiah Johnson. M-Easy, you're saying Will Johnson. Rick L's Graham. Dixon Sider Graham. N.E., you got Graham. All right. Well, let's see. Though I ain't mad at Genty if it happens, honestly. All right. John Fallon, Genty. Chris, well, it keeps flying in. Who would you take at 6?
Yeah, I've never wavered. Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, perfect. Okay, let's go. Let's see. PDL, you're at Carter. SoCal, you're at Graham. All right. Let a couple more come in. Here's my thing. Dre, I swear. Of course, Dre. Of course.
I just want to say this real quick because I think there are some people that said they don't want to take a guard at 6, but then they want to draft Genty at 6. Like the highest paid guards in the NFL are making more than the highest paid running backs.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Obviously, the NFL ain't valuing running backs like that.
Exactly. Cool, Kev. Anybody from Michigan? Elegant, man. Dude, play by the rules. Big dog, play by the rules. Cool, Kev. All right, yeah, you say anybody from Michigan. So here's the thing. Our space mission, the financial draft capital at 6 does match the position value at guard tackle. The studs can make $20 million per season. Yeah, I mean, the guards are making their money. I mean, it's a deep it's a deep salary number when it comes to interior offensive linemen, just shit offensive linemen in general.
I think Lindstrom getting 21. I think for sure Quentin Nelson getting like 20. The only running back making 20 is Saquon, and he just got paid. Yeah.
So Frank, you're saying at 6, dude better make an immediate impact. Guards getting PDL, guards getting big money. They are, you know what I'm saying? And so,
especially in free agency.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They get more money than running backs.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is, and I know I've said this before, is one things that I take into consideration when you take a first round pick is I focus on, I think it's the 4 main positions that will get paid the highest money moving forward. You look at what Jamar Chase just got paid, right? So I look at quarterback, I look at receiver, I look at offensive tackle and edge rusher. I mean, now you kind of look at almost any interior, but definitely offensive tackle. Those guys and cornerback. Sorry, those guys will be the highest paid guys on your roster. They're going to take up the most salary cap. And so if you can get somebody in the first round to get that 5th-year option and ride that contract, you're doing something good. So that's definitely something I take into consideration in the first round. My pick between these two, it's between Will Johnson, Will Campbell. I would probably take Will Johnson at 6. So I think I'm right there with you guys. As much as I do like Will Campbell, move him down to guard. This guard class is pretty deep. You can get I don't want to say deep. Sorry, you can get someone in the second round that is very, very effective. Jonas Savanea, Wyatt Millum, love those guys. You could probably get them in the second round and be just as impactful.
Yeah, Tate probably be there second round.
Yeah. So and Severe. Willie Lampkin will also be there.
Right.
We all know what it is. So, man, I appreciate everybody joining in. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to cut back us up to the big screen. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribe. Remember, I got Chris, Protect the Show podcast. I got the Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk, Raider Nation. Hit that like button, subscribe. Remember, this is a subscribe only chat. Just our way of showing our appreciation to all our subscribers. If you want to be getting included in it, hit that sub button. If you like what you're hearing, we definitely appreciate it. So we're going to get into this next one. This one's receivers, guys. This one's receivers. I teetered through one of these players. There was one that I was going to add, and I'm telling you, about 15 minutes before we jumped on, I switched one of them out. I felt it would be actually better, a better discussion. One I think was in like an immediate either start or bench. So we're going to look at this one. All right, let's go. Chat, remember, this is all in their prime. Rate them, start them, bench them, cut them in that order. Give me the letter A, B, C, C, A, B, whatever order you put them in. Let me know, but this one is receivers. And here we go. You got Victor Cruz on the left. You got Doug Baldwin in the middle. You got Randall Cobb on the far right. A, B, C. Chat, let me know who's up first.
Oh, man.
Chat, who you got first? And at the end, I'll let you know who I replaced him with and who I took out.
That was nice too.
Yeah, man.
I think I got mine though.
And this is at their peak, right?
This is at their peak. This is at the best they have played in their career. Where's the flag is up first. He's at BCA. So you're starting Doug Baldwin.
Yes.
You're benching Randall Cobb and you're cutting Victor Cruz. All right, let's go. Dre's at BCA as well. OG Raider, man, you're starting Victor Cruz. All right, and you're benching Randall Cobb and you're cutting Doug Baldwin. All right. What up, Raider Ryan? Appreciate you pulling up. LS in the building. What's happening? BAC?
LS.
All right, okay. Doug Baldwin was a dog. Like, Doug Baldwin was nasty. Like, the hard part about Doug Baldwin, man, is like you almost had to truly watch him to appreciate what he did on that field. Like, you know, like you may have watched like the highlights on a Sunday, you know, after, but if you truly watch what he did on that field, and I think he returned kicks as well.
I think so.
But yeah, he was nasty. He was nasty on that field. Rick Al, man, you're at BCA. All right. Fu Chris, you're at CBA. CBA cutting Victor Cruz. ACB. All right, starting Victor. Man, you got some people cutting Victor Cruz and starting him.
Is that when Victor Cruz, man? Victor Cruz was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I honestly, I think I'm going ABC. When Victor was at his peak, dude was.
He was crazy.
That salsa dance was for real.
It was every week. It was every week.
Telling you. All right, so let's go Sacktown, man. You're CBA. Eric Raiders, you're stop cheating. There's always a cheater in the goddamn building.
Fire, man.
Isaiah, you're right. Baldwin was so underrated. That's why as soon as I saw his name as I was going through some of them, I'm like, man, I got to put him in this somewhere.
Because the thing about it is, like, people talk about Stephon Diggs, they talk about Devontae, you know, they talk about Justin Jefferson, bro. Like, Doug Baldwin with releases, Doug Baldwin was disgusting.
Yeah,
he was putting people on ice skates out there, right? He was nasty with it. nasty.
Yeah,
I
he was
mean,
back quick.
I seen him cross some dudes up. He was playing basketball. He was the first dude I really saw. Like it was like he was playing basketball on grass. Like he hit you with the crossover and then go this way and just leave you like stuck. Like he was nasty. So that's the only reason. But Randall Cobb was cool out of Kentucky too. But he had Aaron Rodgers though, man. So it's like,
I'm about to say who was
Russ.
Baldwin's? Was he with Russ? Was that his good years?
Russ. Yeah, Russ. Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking he was with Hasselbeck.
He was Russ, but Doug Baldwin, bro. Yeah, Doug Baldwin.
He could have had a year or two.
I'm probably going. I think I'm going ABC too. I think I'm going ABC too.
Yeah,
I think I'm going ABC too. But because Doug Baldwin, those releases, like y'all ain't watched Doug Baldwin just release off the line of scrimmage. It was giving people crazy work.
Yeah,
crazy work.
Yeah. So, Dre, Victor Cruz Gonzalez is asked to a pink slip. God damn it, Dre.
Victor Cruz at his peak was bad. Victor Cruz at his peak.
He
went like crazy. He went crazy.
Yeah. SoCal, you're at BAC. LS dug at absolutely everything out of him. So he did, man. He did. And he wasn't, the thing was like, he didn't look like he was going to beat you. Like, that was the crazy part. Like, he was kind of stocky. He didn't really look like he was that, like, had all that crazy athleticism to it. Because he was built up a little bit, but man, he did
was
work.
Strong. He was like a strong little dude, man.
I know.
Yeah.
M-Easy, BAC.
He almost had some Steve Smith in him a little bit.
Yeah. Is Steve Smith Sr.?
Yeah.
Dre, quit it.
Yeah,
man, Cobb is the weakest player in this group. So I'm gonna get to that in a second. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's do this. Just
what
did
you say? 805? Did you give you?
All right. Yeah. For me, I'm BAC.
BAC. I'm not mad.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at
that.
Yeah,
I'm cutting Randall Cobb.
Who's the guy you almost took out? Who was almost in there?
So I was gonna put Julian Edelman for Randall Cobb.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, I think you almost got to put Julian.
I was going to put Julian Edelman for Randall Cobb. But I felt like I could use Julian Edelman in a different one. But if I put Julian Edelman,
you do Edelman with an all-white one. With like Brandon Stokes.
Yeah, Brandon Stokely.
Yeah, Stokely. Yeah.
What's my guy with the Ricky Pro?
Ricky
Pro.
Ricky Pro.
Ricky Pro was a dog, man.
Yeah, I know.
Pro was my guy.
Oh no! See, you guys might have the next one.
Wayne Corbett too with the Jets.
Yeah. Hey, Wayne used to get.
Wayne was nasty.
That's right, huh?
He did. Wayne Corbett was nasty.
That's right. The 805 Raider, what's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up with us.
Who was the other one that they had? Was it before Edelman or after Edelman?
It was
Amendola.
It was that came from the Dolphins.
Wes Welker.
Wes Welker.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of
who's better out of them two.
So you're still in my next segment.
My bad. You do you. You do so. My bad. You do you. My bad.
Don't worry. I'll throw another name in those two, and that'll be the next one.
All right. Yeah.
So, I know. Hey, that was a good one. That was going to be I switched it last second. I was going to put Edelman in for Cobb.
Dwight he would get hit harder than anybody ever seen in my life.
I know.
He would take
he was
vicious hit
though.
On those returns. Oh my God, he was getting destroyed.
Didn't his helmet come off one time?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did. And he'd get up and do it again.
Out of Iowa.
Did the Rams have a guy? Or was that? Did Ricky Pro go over there from the Panthers? I want to say the Rams had a dude too.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Dre, for sure. Yes, Wes Welker had the best career with quarterbacks. He did.
For sure.
Without question.
So
yeah, Rick. Yeah, BCA. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay. So one last time. I'm BAC. Severe. What were you?
ABC.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, same here. That's where I'm at. ABC.
If we're just looking at peak,
ABC.
at their very peak, their very peak.
Very peak. That salsa dance got you. I got you.
Renfro. Okay. Renfro.
So
Renfro. My bad. 805.
I want to actually. I was going to slide Renfro in on one of these without question.
Not Jeff. I'm talking about like back in the day. Of course, Cup. That's more recent. I'm talking about like a little after the greatest show on turf. I thought they had a dude.
I'm trying to remember. That wasn't Ricky. No, that wasn't Ricky.
Now, was it Ricky Prohl again?
I think it was
Ricky
Ricky
Prohl.
Prohl.
Who was old boy from the Jordy Nelson? That's from the Packers. Jordy Nelson.
Oh, yeah, Jordy Nelson.
Yeah. Jordy Nelson from the Packers.
He wasn't really
the Rams
spot,
had a dude.
Jordy was kind of big. Jordy like 6'3", ain't he?
Yeah, Jordy.
Yeah, and he was a speedster. He was more of like a straight line guy.
I mean, boy from the Vikings that's with the Panthers now. He was serving too.
With who?
He's with the Vikings. He was with the Panthers now. Dang.
Oh, Thielen.
Yeah, Adam Thielen. He was serving.
Oh, he didn't he kill us? He killed us last year.
Yeah, he killed us.
Did he kill us? Oh, talking about this last game or this year?
Yeah, you made Dalton.
I know. Oh boy, killed us. I want to say Jordy Nelson killed us one time with the.
I think Thielen got busy because if I remember right, Thielen got busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Ed McCaffrey. There is there, man. Trust me, some names gonna be popping up. All right, some names gonna be popping up for sure. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back up to the big screen real quick. And here's the thing: we're gonna do this real quick, chat. It's gonna be basically I'm gonna throw you up a scenario. All right, players will be off the board. There'll obviously be remaining players on. Just let me know who you would pick at that number 6. It's not a trade back, Dre. All right, I see you. I know you all gonna probably to cheat.
Jeff too, Mr. 21 picks in one draft.
Talking about I had a good draft. I'm sure you did.
So I'm gonna pull up a draft scenario. Chat, let me know who you would pick with who's off the board, and obviously you will know who is available.
Oh, Don Beebe.
Don Beebe. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Don Beebe used to get busy.
Man, some names, man. Some names are popping up. Okay, here we go. This is scenario number 1. Scenario number 1, chat, let me know who you'd take. I'll throw it to Chris. I'll throw it to Severe. We're going to take a long time with this. We're going to have just a little bit of fun. All right, here we go. Chat, you'll get basically 30 seconds. Who would you take in this scenario? Number 1. So Cam Ward off the board. Travis Hunter, Will Campbell goes at number 3. Abdul Carter at 4. Armand Membu is at number 5. So Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, Will Johnson, Shedeur Sanders, Tederick McMillan. Those guys are still on the board. Chat, who would you take at number 6 in this scenario? No trade backs. Who would you take? Severe, I will throw it to you first. Rick yells at Graham.
Man. I'm between a rock and a hard place with no trade backs because it's either Will Johnson or Tederick. Man. Man. You know what?
Frank is all about Genty.
But because I'm probably going Tederick in this situation. I'm probably going Tederick in this situation just because. Man, but Will Johnson though, man. Damn, man. I'm back and forth. You know what? I'm going Will Johnson.
You in the war room. You the GM.
I'm going Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Will Johnson. All right, so I'm going to go back to it. Rick, you got Graham. Dre, you saying T-Mac because you said you can't teach height. Yeah. Space Beast, you're at T-Mac. Steve, you're at T-Mac. Yeah, Frank, you like the Genty, no question. LS, you're at Mason. Isaiah, you are not in the war room. You stepped out the building. You're like, I'm not doing it. Sacktown, you're at Graham. Let's go. Annie, you're at T-Mac. Rick, your best player available. Dixon, you're at Graham. All right, cool, Kev, you're at Genty. All eyes. Genty, one, all eyes. You ain't got 2 picks of 6. Andrew, what's happening? Appreciate you rolling up with us. All right, let's go, Steve. All right, Will Johnson. Just win babies at Ashton. Okay, Chris, you know what's off the board. You know what's on the board. I think I know where you're going. Yeah, I think I'm hearing. I'm about to hear a no question.
Yeah, no question. You got? Will Johnson, man.
Will Johnson.
Yep.
All right, Will Johnson.
Nothing else to think about, man.
Nothing else to think about. You know what's funny is if I can't trade back, I'm probably taking T-Mac.
Yeah.
I'm probably taking T-Mac. If I can't trade back from there, I'm snagging T-Mac. So that would be my pick. Right a minute, you got Genty. Raider Hawaii, you're at Genty as well. Raiders for Chris. We all know who you would pick. LS at Genty at 6 would make medicine. LS, that was a good one. That's funny. Let's see. Stacked on all of the above. All right. So, okay. That's one scenario. We're going to have fun with this. I got 2 more scenarios. We're going to rip through this thing real quick and have fun with it. Second scenario. You're going to see who's on the board, who's off. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, and then we're going to get that pick. And then Lake Show, we all know. We know you, Shedeur, for sure. I got you. All right. Here's scenario number 2. Take a look at it. Let me know. Who would you pick? Off the board, Travis Hunter goes first this time. Cam Ward second. Ashton Genty's gone for you Ashton Genty fans. Ted McMillan's gone. Mason Graham is gone. So through this,
T-Mac will be nice at the Patriots. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Isaiah, you got Abdul on this one. Looks like. Let's go. Where's the flag? Or Steve, you got Carter. Chris, I'll throw it to you first this time. In this scenario, are you still Will Johnson? Your boy Mason Graham is gone.
Yeah, no, it's. I like Abdul Carter, but nah,
in the last scenario, I think Mason Graham and Will Johnson were available. So you went Will Johnson instead of Mason Graham, I think.
I'm going as long as I see Will Johnson on the right, just know where I'm going. Know where I'm going.
Already what's happening. Man, if I do these scenarios again, I know who's going to be taken third. Will Johnson's going to be off the board out of nowhere. Let's see. Hold up. Hold up. Let's see. Who else? Just went Abdul Carter. Got a lot of Abdul Carters this time. All right. The Jags won't get no screen time because Abdul Carter won't be in that fast. Carter all day. A lot of Carters. Let's see.
Yeah, man.
All right. Eric saying Will Johnson over Carter.
Just because I like I still really like
Carter.
I know Carter's special, but I still like Kuntz, and I think that corner, I mean, having that duo between, with Johnson and JP, and Bennett could be something crazy. It could be crazy.
Yeah. It's hard to pass. Let's do this. It's hard to pass on Carter.
It's hard to pass on.
But the thing is, does Carter start over Malcolm Kuntz
immediately? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a big question mark there. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you can definitely make that case that Malcolm Kuntz is coming off a season injury. How is he going to progress off of that? So it's just, you can make an argument for him without question. That's tough.
What's crazy is that people are like, "Oh, we can't draft Will Johnson. He's hurt." Like Carter got a fracture in his foot. And the last time last defensive end we drafted with a fracture in his foot, what the hell happened? Last dude we had to have some the foot problems. What happened? So,
man, Rick, hell yeah, he starts over Kuntz, man. If Kuntz is back to his 2023 self before he got hurt, there's not like that.
It's not a question. You like Will Johnson. That's the only thing is that, man, like I said, I thought Will Johnson coming into this year was the best player in all of college football. And I'm gonna stand strong on that, man. I'm going Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. I would probably go Will Johnson as well in this scenario.
And it's a deep edge class too. I mean, that's another thing.
It is
deep edge class.
A guy that I like that's kind of dropping into. I'm seeing it in the third, but again, these mock draft simulators are so hard to judge. It goes all over the place. But what's his name? Ivy from SMU.
Oh yeah.
Or no, Ole Miss, from Ole Miss. Man, that guy's gonna be on my radar potentially in the third if he drops. I love.
He got
a stud.
Got a motor.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That was. We're gonna do one last scenario. one last scenario before we jump on out of here. Appreciate it. That was a good one. A lot of people love Carter. So it's good to see kind of what people are thinking of.
In that situation, you probably trade back. You rip somebody the hell off. You trade back.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna want Carter.
Somebody's
gonna want Carter.
Yeah, and just for Chris's sake, the next time I do this,
because you already know that lets me know
Will Johnson ain't going to be there next time.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. And so, all right, third and last scenario. Yes, Joe, I remember Matt Jones. Matt Jones, you're talking about the Arkansas quarterback, that converted receiver. I think that's who you're talking about.
Yeah, he actually
Matt Jones for the Jaguars.
He was fast too. He was like,
he was super fast. I think it's Danny Amendola. How can I forget for the Rams?
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah.
You should have had that one fast, Chris. That's on your.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The only highlight my guy Rolando McClain had as a tackle. It was getting a penalty. So Raider-like.
So with this scenario, Raider Hawaii is already at Will Campbell. If you're talking about this one, but off the board, you got Cam Ward goes first. So Dual Carter off the board. Travis Hunter to New York. Ashton Genty goes to the Patriots. Mason Graham off the board. Chris, you still going Will Johnson with this?
I don't even need to go, do I? I mean,
got it. But we got some more. Where's the flags? Got Will Johnson. All right, and he's at Will Johnson this time. Dre, you're at Shedeur. I think you're lying to me. I think you're lying to me. That's what that is. Yes, laughing all about it. Let's see. Kevin Lurker in the bill. What's happening, man? Appreciate you pulling up. You're at Will Johnson as well. All right, let's go. I'm surprised I haven't seen any Membus yet. A lot of people are on Membus. I'm completely with Severn Ohio State D tackle Williams.
Sleeping. Let him keep on sleeping.
I like Williams. Yeah, he's nasty.
Dude is 340.
That's crazy value. If he, because I think a lot of people have him in the second. That's crazy value in the second. Let's see. Dixon Sire, switch it up. Shedeur, no need to switch it up. Dixon, your first one's right. Don't need to switch it up. Keep Shedeur out the mouth. Now it's Johnson. All right. Steve, T-Mac, because T-Mac is still on the board. Just Wayne, you're at Will Johnson. Rick Gell's at Will Johnson. Sacktown, you're at Johnson. All right, let's go in Space Beach. Still rocking with T-Mac. LS, I'd rather take Shiloh than any of those names at 6.
Shiloh, though? Damn.
Okay, yeah. Registry Chris, now you coming to it. I like it. All right, we know where Chris is going. Severe, you sticking with potentially T-Mac with what's left on the board, or you switching it up?
Now, last time I went Will. This way, thinking since our mom member was there, since the people, obviously people like, they like this. I ain't never heard nobody say Armand Membu in January or February. Nobody whispered a word. Nobody spelled his name out. Nobody said a tweet about him. Now you draft him at 6 and you win in my drafts. I don't know how that happens. I'm still going Will Johnson.
Still going Will Johnson, huh?
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're on T-Mac. We know you're
going. I think I'm going T-Mac. If I got to stick at 6, I think I'm going T-Mac.
Yeah, it's between those two, man. It's between those
because
for me too.
I really like a bunch of second round corners, whether it be Trey Amos, that Azarea kid from Florida State. Even if I don't think he's going to be there, but I think Revel should be one of the first corners off the board. But if he slips to the second for some reason,
Morrison,
Morrison could be there too. So I think the value with corners is literally in that like first and second round. Yeah. Once you get to that third and fourth, it kind of drops off, and the value just isn't there. And then you kind of find yourself finding corners
I like Higgins, man. Higgins is really growing on me. The more I watch him, you can get him.
I'm talking about corners.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about like just from a receiver, like you can.
Receiver standpoint,
yeah.
And
Maxwell Harrison, I do like. I do like him.
Kentucky, yeah, he's
and I think he's a 30.
Super twitchy. He's so small, but he's so like slender.
He is pretty slender. But I got to watch more on him because I don't know how physical he is. Because, I mean, shit, it's
like
same
Emmanuel Forbes.
Well, it's same like
bro,
Rebel.
I hated that. Oh my God, I hated Emmanuel Forbes so much. He was trying to tug. I didn't even get Emmanuel Forbes. I told everybody he's gonna be a bum, and look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, it's like when you watch Rebel, right? When you see him initially, you're like, damn, the kid looks slim, but you watch the tape, he'll still come get you.
Yeah,
like he'll still come hit you.
But that's the thing. Those are the guys that get hurt. You know, those is like the corners that stay on the IR.
Yeah. So I think that this cornerback class, there's good value in the second, in third, and at the same time, I was trying to take into consideration what Pete Carroll's thinking. I mean, he brought in some corners that kind of fit his style. So do you think that Eric Stokes is going to, in their minds, going to be that starting corner opposite of Jaquan Bennett? You know, you just don't know. So it's going to be tough. But look, the last thing that I'm going to do before we get out of here, I'm going to do a real quick reminder just so you guys know they're in the building. If you guys are in the SoCal area, Raider Nation Summer Kickoff, Saturday, May 17th. Jeremy Chin, player, going to be there. You have an opportunity to do a little meet and greet, get a signing. We'll be there, a bunch of people, content creators, the whole nine. We're going to roll up there, have a good time. So if you're in the Bakersfield, California area, Saturday, May 17th, you can get a ticket, $20, general admission. It's family friendly. There's VIP tickets if you want to be kind of under some shade, all that stuff. Just make sure if you guys roll out, you guys are in the area. If you want more information, hit that notification bell. We'll keep hitting you with updates, but you can also go to Instagram, Raiders Crusaders IG. He puts it on. It's the 11th annual event with his team. They do a hell of a job. Great way to kick off the summer of the football season. So let us know. Bakersfield, California, Saturday, May 17th. Come rock with us. So we're going to end it with that, man. We appreciate it. Yes, both cornerbacks. Trey Harris as well. I do like Trey Harris that you could probably get in the you got Trey Harris as a receiver. Definitely a guy to watch out for. Myra G, no one from the Bay drives down to Bakersfield. You need a reason to go to Bakersfield. I'm with you. Now we got a reason. So we'll see everybody there. But yes, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, man. But we're going to get out of here. Last thing, Chris, let them know what you got going on. I know you got stuff going on the weekends with Dub Raider, man. Let them know what's happening.
Yeah, man. Of course, doing my the Raider War Room with my brothers. Got my weekly show I do with Dub Raider. I know he drops out. He may have changed today. Like I said, we pre-recorded, man. But make sure you guys check out on his channel. The weekly wire. So it's definitely some fun content I do with him. So I definitely enjoy it. So got some more things coming up, just trying to get them solidified and wrapped, locked in. But you guys can catch me on all social media platforms. Protect the Shield podcast. I enjoy talking ball with everybody, man. So salute to y'all.
Yeah, what LS? Nope, not doing it. LS, not doing it. You tried, but you ain't happening. Big time. But appreciate the super chat. So, God damn it, LS. Severe, man, let the people know what you got going on. I know you got the 50-50 show, all that stuff, man. Let them know what they can look forward to throughout the week with you.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider on YouTube, on IG, on X, on Snapchat, on TikTok. We're here with my guys, man. Usually on Tuesday, like afternoons, on Sunday nights. And then I got the 50-50 show with my guy Pharaoh NFL. It's Tuesday nights, and then around the Shield, we've been doing that Thursday nights during the off season. It's going to probably switch back to Fridays come regular season. But yeah, man, tap in with your boy, man. The draft is coming close. Try to keep things entertaining, as possible. Bring some laughs. As always, if you guys haven't subbed to either of my guys yet, and you're on my channel, make sure you head over there and support my guys over there as well, and share this with some people that you think will enjoy it.
Absolutely. Try to just share it to whoever you know. If there's any Raider fans we try to do our best to basically just show some our appreciation to all of our subscribers. So it is a chat only or a sub chat only, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Just our way of showing our appreciation. But I'm 805 Raider. My channel is Real Talk Raider Nation. I mainly go live with my guys throughout the week. During the season, we break down film after every single game. So make sure you check in with that. We're definitely going to be hitting you guys during the draft, whether we go live during the draft or afterwards when the smoke clears, the crowd clears, and all that stuff. We're definitely going to hit you guys with our reactions to the draft. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell. But I do my own individual videos, but then this is my opportunity to jump on with my guys in the Raider War Room, chop it up with the chat, go a little more in detail as to what's going on with the Raiders. So we appreciate everybody rocking with us, having a good time. We can't thank you guys enough. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. Again, you're in the Raider War Room. Chris, Protect the Show podcast, The Severe Raider, I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk, Raider Nation. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. We're out.